Maggie is also one of the leaders, and she has just, I think, have you just set up your own company called Miss Independent? I might encourage you to call it Ms. Independent, but anyway, she lives in Galway and is a mother of two and has recently celebrated becoming a grandmother, and you're going to talk to us your experience of being a leader.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Martin, for giving me the opportunity to come here today and to share my story and my experiences with you all. I suppose really despite being disabled from birth, I chose to ignore that I had any form of a disability, and I was out there doing my own thing, trying to be a round peg fitting into a square hole, so to speak. And until I went to work with the Irish Wheelchair Association in 2001, I really chose deliberately to have nothing to do with disability. And I think, like some of the previous speakers, I grew up in a time where Ireland very much operated under the medical model of disability, and institution was very much part of my past. And I think as a result of that, when I left, I decided that I had closed that door behind me very firmly and was not having anything to do with it again. And so I went to work with the Irish Wheelchair Association on a community employment scheme. And I worked in the office, and this suited me greatly because I had no interaction with the members, and that was fine as well. And there were some obstacles that I had experienced in, the smells of food around the premises, the dining room, and wheelchairs and stuff like that. And so I found it very, very difficult. But I eventually settled into it. And one day, the coordinator called me and said, "Maggie, I would like you to work with the members." And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do with the members? And so some of the members actually thought that I was a member, and so I had all of that to contend with as well. But anyway, we got over that hurdle. And then I was busy rearing two young children on my own, and very much doing things my own way. And I would be, lifting saucepans in my teeth along my jawline, and just adamant that I had to do it my way, proving to myself that this is the way it should be. And the service coordinator in Galway said, "Did you ever think of a personal assistant service?" And again, I thought, oh no, I can't go there, and somebody strange coming into my home, and it won't work. But again, the idea sunk in, and I was left with it for a while for myself to choose when to go back and visit it, and I did. And I said, yeah, I'll give that a go. And so I started off very gradually with 4 hours a week, which meant there was only somebody coming in for 1 hour, 4 days, which was enough for me at the time. And so I got used to that. And then I became part of a group for direct leader. And I interviewed people, and I chose my own PA, and I did timesheets. But I still didn't have a total grasp on how the whole funding thing worked. And because of policies and procedures in relation to retirement, in 3 years ago, my personal assistant, who had been with me for 3 years, had to retire because she was turning 65. And to me, a personal assistant is somebody that knows you better, really, than anybody, because I am really vain and I love to present myself really well. And this person was coming into my home. My hair was standing on end. I had no Elizabeth Arden on. I was thrown in a bed. I was just, so to be told that because of a policy that she had to retire, I was absolutely devastated. And so a friend of mine who was working as a PA as well with another service user said to me, "I think Martin Naughton might be able to help you." And so I was absolutely thrilled, because the service wasn't only about me, it was about my personal assistant, who I had developed a very close working relationship with. and she was no way ready to go out the door and retire at 65. And so I met Martin in Clare Galway Hotel, and I was delighted. And the first question I asked him was, does my PA have to retire if I go under this service? And he said no. And so that was the turning point for me. And I think, and then I had the support of AT for about a year. And again, then very gradually, Martin suggested, would I think about setting up my own company? And so I did. And again, it was all like, it was like a path. It was like a natural journey for me to do this. And so I set up Ms. Independent. And I think it was a very appropriate name for the company, because I see myself as totally independent. And really, since going and managing the direct payment system, I feel that it's a more holistic approach. I feel it's about me. It's not about an agency with policies. It's this service, this funding is my funding, and therefore it should be for me to decide on how best it's utilised. And so, you know, when Emma would say, Maggie, can you tell me how many hours personal assistant you've used from such and such a month to such and such a month, I would be there thinking, oh, how can she be asking me that? Haven't I sent me timesheets up, and can't she look it up herself? But I think there's something about looking at stuff, writing it down and seeing it in front of you. And for me, having the bank account and being able to see what the balance is and what way things should be, and going online and doing all of your revenue P30 returns, I think that is, it's like an empowerment. I feel that I have grown, and so much so that this is the first year that I have decided that if I need to use my powered wheelchair, if my body is too tired, well, I will use it. And if somebody had suggested that to me about 5 years ago, Maggie, would you not consider you know, giving your body a bit of a break and using a chair? To God Almighty, it would have been the worst thing that anybody could have mentioned to me. And so I think that this whole approach and my experience of managing my own service, of seeing what funding is there and being in total control, has brought what used to be Maggie to the real Maggie. And it's been a wonderful journey, and I would highly recommend it for anybody. And I'd like to thank Martin and his team. And I used to text Gordon on a Friday or a Saturday, and can you call me at such and such a time, you know, in the beginning, about the timesheets and about the P30, and we'd have to go through it all. And the support has just absolutely been tremendous, and without the support I wouldn't have the positive feeling and the positive attitude that I have about the whole thing. So thank you very much, Martin.
Great. Thanks very much, Maggie.